Hey guys. Okay, let's take a look at that call that was placed at 1:35 p.m. I'll tell you first though, the call I'm really wondering about is the one that was placed between 8:30 and 9 a.m. The police employee said that she thought that she had received the call shortly after she arrived at work that morning. And you know what? I think she probably did. That's just my hunch. I think that maybe there was a call received first thing in the morning with concern over whether or not the children were safe. And then I think at the point that they wanted to dispatch an officer out to the house, I think probably the callers were told that they needed to call into the dispatch center to get the uniform sent out to meet her friend. Just my hunch. So on this call, I noticed a couple of things. One was that the caller talked a lot. Like for the first 49 seconds straight, without being asked the exact location of the incident or the exact nature of the call. Those are the two things that police dispatchers need to establish immediately upon taking a call. And it's typically the police dispatcher who is asking the questions and directing the caller. It typically is not a caller going on and on and on about her friend's failing marriage or whatever. So that was kind of interesting. That stood out because there were many points throughout the 7-minute call where the caller was allowed to just talk and talk and talk. That kind of surprised me. Another interesting point was when she was asked how old her friend was, she didn't know. She guessed that she was in her late 20s or early 30s. Another interesting point was the dispatcher asked if it was unusual for her to miss a doctor appointment, and the caller said no. So I thought that was kind of weird. And then when they dispatched the call, they said that it was a party concern for her friend who was pregnant and who wasn't answering her door, I think is what they said. Well, if the key point of the call was a pregnant woman who wasn't answering her door, of course, then the inference, I think, can be made that there was concern over whether or not she was having complications with her pregnancy, right? Some sort of a health emergency. But I didn't hear any follow-up questions during the phone call about that pregnancy. Questions like, how far along is she? Has she experienced any complications with the pregnancy? Does she have any other health concerns, physical or mental? So that was kind of interesting too. Oh, and one more thing. The friend said during the call that Christopher Watt's wife had said to her that it was really going to suck in the morning because she had to take the girls to daycare. Why? Why did she have to take the girls to daycare? And think about how broke they were. How would she be able to take the girls to daycare? Because they didn't have any money.